This is Skilled with EA Central, and while we wait for more Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay, we're going to speculate over some things we want to see in the new game when it launches in holiday 2016. Even the most devoted fans want to see more features in this series. So let's take a look at features we are wishing for in Mass Effect Andromeda. The Mako was an awesome land-roving vehicle that Commander Shepard used in Mass Effect. Although its use within the title was love-hate for many fans, the general consensus is that the Mako itself was cool. But its use in boring mining missions was not, so you can consider us interested about the fact that the Mako will make its return in Mass Effect Andromeda. And this time, we're hoping to have more customizable looks and functions within the Mako. The potential to be used within story missions cannot be overlooked. Most of us can probably remember being impressed by the size of the galaxy in the first 3 Mass Effect games. But since then, the gaming industry has moved on, and maps are now truly massive in open world games. Exploration is exactly what we want in a game that takes place in space. We become so accustomed to being funneled down interior corridors, but there's a lot of potential to expand the game world. Mass Effect Andromeda is going to follow that trend, and some reports even suggest that BioWare will opt for an open world, which would be a series first. The more likely scenario is a semi-open galaxy to explore that has linear missions. But either way, it seems that Mass Effect Andromeda will be massive. Mass Effect is known for its cinematic scope and cutscenes that have always been impressive. We are hoping the company will up the ante for Mass Effect Andromeda, and it looks as though we will not be disappointed. Chris Wynn, Senior Development Director for the game, said, "The amount of detail on the characters is insane." The general vibe out of BioWare is that Mass Effect Andromeda will be the best looking game the studio has ever made, and the company is throwing out the superlatives to make that point. Seeing how EA has been perfecting their latest Frostbite engine and adapting it to games such as Battlefront and Mirror's Edge Catalyst, we'd love to see how far they can push the limits in Mass Effect. The Mass Effect trilogy had a highly original soundtrack that managed to recall 1970s sci-fi nostalgia and couple it with a modern touch that fit the futuristic galaxy perfectly. Series composers Sam Hulick, David Cates, Jack Wall, and Jimmy Hinson are unlikely to move too far away from what has worked in the past. That means we expect and hope for the same blend of emotional pieces ranging from brooding to epic, truly a soundtrack worthy of any classic science fiction. Commander Shepard will not be the main lead in this new game, but the franchise always has been as much about the other characters as it has been about Shepard. The first 3 games were built on ensemble gameplay, and story development was a collaborative effort spread amongst some of the strongest companion characters ever created. Mass Effect Andromeda will not break with this winning formula, and once again BioWare will make the races of the galaxy fully realized. We're hoping to see familiar races like Krogans, Turians, and of course humans to make a comeback. New characters need to be rich, have major roles to play in the story arc, become unforgettable. That's the signature style of a BioWare game. When Mass Effect 3 landed with co-op, many gamers were happy to see it included, but wanted more. With Andromeda, it is expected that BioWare will now go for something even better and will deliver a truly memorable multiplayer experience. In 2016, we need more dynamic multiplayer features. This is the type of game that you want to explore with friends, so there has to be more integration with the campaign. It is amazing to think that Mass Effect 3 was released in 2012, so by the time Andromeda arrives, it will be 4 years since we had our last taste of this classic gaming universe. One of the most beloved series in gaming history, fans are relishing the chance to explore this galaxy again, and to take a journey with new characters in what will feel like a fresh reboot. No other title has blended action and true RPG gameplay so seamlessly, and in the process, BioWare created a cinematic story that fans just want to see more of. We want to relive the feel of Mass Effect. Fans are dying to see the old characters in some fashion, whether it's a cameo or new characters that are descendants of Commander Shepard and his crew. The possibility of an open world means characters will be able to go wherever they want, and for the most part, whenever they want. There is speculation that BioWare will adopt a galaxy map that will act like the war map in Dragon Age Inquisition, allowing the player to fast travel. Aside from the openness, Mass Effect Andromeda will also bring back one of the most beloved things from the franchise: full control over character development. Do you want your protagonist to be a general good guy who always makes the right choice, or do you want him to be a borderline psychotic who tears up the galaxy in a badass style? Perhaps you want to cut a path between the two. Whatever you decide you want from your character, you will be able to create it through Bioware's now familiar emphasis on a dialogue choice. When you strip away the gameplay and memorable set pieces from the original Mass Effect games, you are left with one thing: a stellar story. Mass Effect Andromeda will continue this rich storytelling, and we are interested to see an entirely new saga. Set in a new galaxy with a completely new cast of characters, it will be a fresh experience. That means there will be new arcs to get excited about, new relationships to make and break, and of course, a brand new overall story. To many fans, Mass Effect 3 was the best game in the trilogy, marrying the strong RPG elements of the first installment with the combat-heavy gameplay for the second for a perfect blend. There was one problem, however. The ending of Mass Effect 3 was poor, and some fans hated it while others just didn't get it. One thing the majority of gamers would love to see in Mass Effect Andromeda is a conclusive ending that solidifies the new story. Does this mean the story has to be closed? No, but a genuine closing to a chapter without any major cliffhangers is a must. What features do you want to see in Andromeda? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to EA Central for more updates on Mass Effect and other EA games. Also make sure to check out my personal gaming channel, the Skilled channel, for even more great videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Mass Effect video.